three Star Wars movies have been such a disjointed mess, even the mainstream media can't get their stories straight. Hello everyone, I am Mecha Random 42, the one, the only, the original. Is still under the weather, but your favorite YouTube harpy. I apologize for my voice. This one came out today. Star Wars script reports prove how little plan Lucasfilm had. Oh, you mean the ones we were talking about for years? You know, the one that Daisy Ridley said she had actually talked to Colin Trevorrow about way back when. Yeah, I'll get into that a little bit here too. But this just proves that they're just going to run whatever the studio wants their little narrative to be. And the people who are actually doing the reporting, actually doing the journalism, are as idiots on YouTube with webcams. And that's really the state of things that we're in right now, is that you can't even believe these. You can take all of these, like Screen Rant, Hollywood Reporter even, with a grain of salt, because they don't know exactly what's up. They're not combing through the interviews. They're getting little press releases and the pre-approved messages from the studios. So this came out today. Chris Agar. Colin Trevorrow's original Star Wars 9 script shows how little planned. You already said that. To be fair, making things up as it goes, along is Star Wars tradition. Initially, Darth Vader and Anakin were two different people. Leia was not Luke's sister. Well, we know that. We get it. But what happened was lightning in a bottle, and they were thinking that they were arrogant enough to think that they were going to be able to replicate that. And this is what I'm talking about. We get all these different reports just to what? Shelter the studios from criticism. Make a better movie and we won't be so critical. That's all we want. We just want a better movie, you know. We don't want a little Mary Ray Palpatine. Oh yeah, we're bringing it back. You can't stop me. I'm a Jedi from Jakku. We don't want her. We don't want the Reylo crying and screaming crap. We want good Star Wars or good Star Trek or any of these things. But no, they're trying to make it into Twilight meets Avengers meets who knows. So we'll just get into the Colin Trevorrow article in a second, but even as recently as December, it's like, oh no, they had a basic plan in mind. People are still defending it. People are still in denial. Colin Trevorrow's original story was a proper Last Jedi sequel. Well, you guys probably already know about this. We're going to go through it just real quick here. Details regarding Colin Trevorrow's Star Wars 9 script have officially leaked now. We already knew them. From months and months ago. This is a little more detail. It proves that his movie would have served as a more cohesive sequel to Star Wars The Last Jedi. Alright, Trevorrow's version of the script, which was titled Duel of the Fates, greatly connected to Johnson's film in a more meaningful way than Abrams' creation. Well, it really wasn't Abrams' creation. It was Star Wars The Studio Notes. And J.J. Abrams is the perfect studio notes guy. That's why he keeps getting work. The studios like him because they can't blame him. He did exactly what they asked. And that's why we get these crappy subpar movies. And this is why we have Kurtzman over on Star Trek. Same thing. They're studio notes guys. That's at least my opinion and my assessment of them from everything I've seen. One of the biggest disappointments that came out of Rise of Skywalker was the treatment of Rose Tico. Who cares? She shouldn't have even been in the damn movie. It was a stupid character that went off on a meaningless side quest. That was the problem. Last Jedi was just such a bad movie, filled with bad characters, completely destroying anything that was set up in Force Awakens. I think a lot of us can agree on that. Pretty much anybody on my channel can agree on that. According to the leaked script details, Trevorrow intended for Rose and Finn to go on an important side mission to Coruscant, a location that served as the Galactic capital during the rule of the Empire. And the Galactic Republic before that. Coruscant was said to be occupied by the First Order, but Rose and Finn were to travel to the old Jedi Temple on the planet and light the beacon to call the galaxy to war. Prior to the mission on Coruscant, Rose, Finn, and BB-8 stole a Star Destroyer full of supply. Oh, God. You're telling me Rose Tico, who can't even fly an X-Wing, is going to steal a Star Destroyer? Okay. So this sounds garbage, by the way. Finn subsequently encountered a stormtrooper he once knew, which forced him to confront his past. That seems interesting. Rose would have been a primary character through the rest of Trevorrow's Star Wars 9, which is far different than the situation of Rise of Skywalker. Film made her a background figure at best. The duo was supposed to be captured, thrown into a POW before... A POW what? A POW camp? A cell? Before Rose was interrogated by Hux. Finn would have aligned with fellow stormtroopers who had defected and led an uprising on the streets of Coruscant. It's assumed that he would rejoin Rose as the new army attacked. Finn similarly led ground attack with his new ally, Janna, but Rose was hardly involved. The uprising that played out on screen is not nearly as groundbreaking as Trevorrow's vision. The Duel of the Fates didn't undo Rey's parentage reveal. One of the most shocking reveals to come out of Rise of Skywalker was the fact that Rey was the granddaughter of Palpatine, just out of the blue, out of their ass, right? That one came out of everybody's ass. Well, now, of course, this article here from November says 4 major clues. Palpatine's return was planned in The Force Awakens. No, it wasn't. I think they kind of used that as a, oh crap, we might need this. So it was a last minute sort of quick fix. You know, it's like having your ex's number in your phone just in case your car breaks. That's what this was. That is nothing more than that. They did not plan it. They just had him in mind just in case, because we've heard Ian McDiarmid say, no, I had no idea it was coming back. Until what, about a year, what was it, a year ago today. Star Wars Celebration, when was that, April? That's about when he knew he was coming back. This came after The Last Jedi made an effort to lead viewers into believing her parents were nobodies. Even though Kylo Ren held on to that notion as he dangled the identity of Rey's parents in front of her, it was assumed there would be more to that story. A segment of viewers enjoyed the idea that Rey didn't come from a strong Jedi or Sith lineage, and that anyone can emerge as a strong figure in the galaxy. Duel of the Fates would have followed Johnson's groundwork with Rey's parentage. See, this is all redundant. You already said all of this. Rey would have trained the next generation of Jedi, including Broom Boy. Oh, that's one of the leaks we heard way back, was that Rey was now training new Jedi, even though she hadn't been trained herself. And we didn't like that. We all made videos and said, no. And of course, what the big news that I had heard on this one is that Colin Trevorrow's plan was for Leia to be alive. They couldn't work around that. Kathleen Kennedy made the huge mistake of not fixing The Last Jedi to let Leia die. And I'm a full agreement with a lot of you guys out there. Leia should have died in Last Jedi when she got sucked into space. Because come on, that was ridiculous. We all know that's ridiculous. She should have died when she got sucked out into space. We could have mourned, and they could have cut right before Luke dies. There's no reason for that. There's no reason they could not have fixed that, knowing they wouldn't have Carrie Fisher. Kathleen Kennedy should have said, we got to fix this now. Can you swap this? Can you fix this? No, and this is why we lost Colin Trevorrow. But no, these stories, they can't even get their own stuff straight, because one says, oh yeah, it was planned since the Force Awakens. No, it wasn't. It really, really wasn't. Kathleen Kennedy's plan was, you know what, I'll worry about that later. She seems like a procrastinator. You know what, I'm going to worry about that later. And, well, here's your result. Scott Mendelson himself says box office Rise of Skywalker turned Star Wars into a $6 billion wash. $6 billion wash. Zoom in, I say it again. That's all on Kathleen Kennedy for not making the right calls, the right decisions, putting the right people in charge, and figuring out, she couldn't hurt Rian Johnson's feelings. Are you kidding me? She could have went in and said, okay, we don't have Carrie Fisher. She passed away. I'm devastated. Can we do something? A good leader or storyteller would have known you let Leia die, because we all were expecting that. I was this close to crying for the loss of not only Princess Leia, but Carrie Fisher in the theater. But no, she Mary Poppins her way back through the vacuum of space, which you can't do. And we got this crap. And then they didn't know where else to go with it. And now we're left with this Studio Notes movie trying to fix what Rian Johnson did. And you know what? Last Jedi could have been fine had they just tweaked 2 or 3 things. It wasn't even that unfixable. Yeah, we could have had a clunker in the middle. We still would have had a clunker. But they could have fixed 1 or 2 little things and made it good. But no, we're left with a $6 billion wash because the plan was we have no plan. Thank you guys so much for watching. Just wanted to do a quick video kind of touching some of the bases on this. Star Wars, be better. I'm going through the same thing. We're getting the same early warning signs from Picard. We're getting the same. I've been through this before. I've been through this with Discovery and then Star Wars and now back to Picard. We keep seeing this in Doctor Who. It's like the mainstream media can't get any of their stories straight and cohesive. Who are you going to trust? Forbes? At least he's got the numbers here. At least he's like, yeah, it's a $6 billion wash. And here we go. He breaks it down. Rise of Skywalker will only make it past 500 million domestic because most of its competition either moved on to 2020 or crumbled. And the Star Wars series is now, in terms of creating excitement and interest, back to square one, even after 5 movies and $5.9 billion in global grosses. Lucasfilm and Walt Disney Star Wars Rise of Skywalker had earned $491 million after exactly a month in domestic theaters. That's after an $8.3 million, negative 45% fifth week gross, meaning it'll probably earn around $10 million for the Friday-Monday holiday and tomorrow, with $494 million after 32 days in the theater. It'll end its run between Beauty and the Beast and Rogue One. And it's the lowest of the modern Star Wars. It's the lowest of the trilogy. And we can't even call it a trilogy. Let's face it, we can't call it a trilogy. Because a trilogy are 3 movies that all go together. You can watch them together. And they make sense. They have a story from A to B to C. The middle movie is your middle chapter. And, well, when your middle chapter closes the book, you're left with nothing. So, yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I am MechaRandom42, and I'll see you guys on the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!
After 40 years, this is it. What are you thinking?